more affectionately known as Papachenko for the majority of his career. Still ranked #1 by ESPN, #3 by the IBF, has been in 15 world champion fights, 3-division world champion, 2-time Olympian, 10-year pro. Tonight, fighting for the IBF belt. It's the only belt, Nico, in the lightweight division that he has not held. That belt was on the line when he fought Teofimo Lopez, walking away that night without any belts as Teofimo Lopez won those belts, goes on to become unified world champion. So the coveted IBF has not been in the grasp of the great Vasily Lomachenko.
It's just interesting to see how the matchmaking of boxing works. You know, Teofimo ended up beating Lomachenko, then Kambosos beat Teofimo, and now Loma and Kambosos are fighting. So
for all those same belts.
Yeah.
Then
so
were won by
see.
Devin Haney over Kambosos, then were vacated. Exactly. Referee for this fight, Nakamura, was also one of the judges in our previous fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you are able, please be upstanding for the national anthem of Ukraine, performed by Julius Sved, and the Greek and Australian national anthem, performed by Zoe Pettery.
Доля, згинуть наші вороженьки, як роса на сонці, запануєм і ми, браття, у своїй сторонці, душу й тіло ми свободу і покажем, що ми браття козацького роду. Слава Україні! Σε γνωρίζω από την κόψη του σπαθιού την τρομερή. Σε γνωρίζω από την όψη που με διαμετράει τη γη. Απ' τα κόκαλα βγαλμένη των Ελλήνων τα ιερά και σαν πρώτα ανδριωμένη, χαίρε, χαίρε, ελευθεριά. Και σαν πρώτα ανδριωμένη, χαίρε, χαίρε, ελευθεριά. Και σαν πρώτα ανδριωμένη, χαίρε, χαίρε, ελευθεριά. Australians, so let us rejoice, for we are one and free. With gold and soil and wealth for toil, our home is girt by sea. A land abounding nature's gifts of beauty rich and rare. In history's
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the day. It is scheduled for 12 3-minute rounds of professional world championship lightweight boxing action. It is for the vacant IBF World Lightweight title. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner. He enters the ring wearing black trunks with white trim, weighing in at 61.2 kilograms or 134.95 pounds. Hailing from Akkerman, Ukraine, he has a legendary amateur boxing career of 397 amateur fights with 396 wins, 1 loss. He is a 2-time Olympic gold medalist, a 2-time gold medalist in the Boxing World Champs. He is a 2-time international lightweight champion, a WBO World Light Featherweight champion, a WBO World Super Featherweight champion, and a unified and lineal lightweight champion of the world. He is trained by Anatoly Lomachenko, representing Lomachenko Gym. Ladies and gentlemen, he has 20 professional fights with 17 wins, 3 losses, with 11 big wins coming by way of knockout. Introducing the Matrix, Vasily Lomachenko! And his opponent fighting in the blue corner, enters the ring wearing light brown trunks with blue trim, weighing in at 60.9 kilograms or 134.25 pounds. Hailing and residing in Sydney, New South Wales, Australia, he's a former Australian lightweight champion, a Pan-Asian Boxing Association lightweight champion, an IBF Pan-Pacific lightweight champion. He's the former IBF, WBO, WBA franchise, and Ring Magazine lightweight champion of the world. He is the current IBO lightweight champion of the world. He is trained by Loma Kambosos and Anatoly Kalugin. Ladies and gentlemen, he has 23 professional fights with 21 wins, 2 losses, with 10 big wins coming by way of knockout. Introducing ferocious George Kambosos Jr. Fighters in the center ring, please. For referee Nakamura's instructions.
Mouthpiece. 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 Okay. World Championship by 12 rounds. Obey the rule. Watch my message. Show you a clean fight. Now let's get started.
All right, here we go. Our main event. 12 rounds scheduled for the vacant IBF World title. 36-year-old Vasily Lomachenko. How much does he still have left in the tank? Is he still the Matrix? Is he able to dominate from that southpaw stance, or will George Ferocious Kambosos prove to be too much with his deceptive power, excellent timing, a good hand speed? Also 6 years his junior. Christina Poncher, Nico Ali Walsh on the call with you here. Perth, Australia. Lomachenko with the black trunks, Kambosos Jr. with the cream and blue trunks. Right away, battle of the jabs. You see the orthodox stance of Kambosos. This is the second consecutive southpaw opponent that Kambosos has fought. Came out of the winning end of a majority decision in a very close fight in his last fight against Maxie Hughes, who was also a southpaw, and gave him some trouble in that fight, Nico.
Yeah, that was a tough fight. That was a tough fight for Kambosos. Controversial win, actually. The keys to victory for Kambosos here tonight, he's got to make it a rough fight. He's got to make it a bit of an ugly fight. He's got to invest to Loma's body early on, the way Devin Haney did, which, you know, arguably won Devin the fight. And he's got to maintain a high work rate, Kambosos. We all know Loma's the master of footwork, so his keys to victory would be to just utilize his superior footwork, start early on, which is very important, and to control the center of the ring, which is what he's doing now. The only issue, the biggest issue we'd see with Lomachenko is that he downloads his opponents too long, and he starts too late in his fights. So he's got to start early on.
You can already see the redness on the left side of the body of Lomachenko, and you talked about working the body for Kambosos just now as one of your keys, and he's already invested there 2 good body shots here in round 1 for Kambosos. And there he goes right back to it again, both sides.
Beautiful combo.
Really nice work there for Kambosos Jr.
See, that was the argument with the controversial loss to Devin from Lomachenko was that Devin was landing body punches, clean body punches the entire fight. So Kambosos has to take a page from Devin's book and do the same thing.
Kambosos also has a new voice in the corner alongside Ramon Matthews Jr., who is in the corner for the Maxie Hughes fight, and his father, Anton Kadushin, the amateur coach for the Russian team, is now in his corner and feels like he has put together a perfect game plan for Kambosos to beat Lomachenko, preparing for this fight together for the last, 8 to 10 weeks.
It's interesting to see when a fighter has a trainer change to see how they adapt to the new style or the new techniques that the coach is trying to teach them.
Yeah, we'll see how that plays out throughout the course of the fight. Actually, Kambosos has had quite a few different head coaches in his career. He's on at least coach number 4, if not more, as we wrap up round 1 in what had been a pretty solid start for Kambosos Jr., especially when it came to the body attack being established in round 1.
I'd say so. And he definitely has to stick with that. Definitely stick to the body early on in the fight.
Let's listen into the Kambosos corner.
Strong punch. He's going to right side.
I'll show you.
Right punch, right to chest. Right to chest. Using jab. And no weight him. You need little bit pressure him. Jab to body. And touch right. And pressure now. Pressure all time. He's jumping back, you stay one place. No, pressure. And take control of his left hand. Catch, and pressure him, yes. Jab to body, slip, left liver, and jab, slip, right to body. Okay?
Round by round. Come on. I ain't sitting white on him, though.
Josh, don't down, and no weight here.
Please.
You work.
The first corner instruction ever between rounds from Anton Kadushin and Kambosos Jr. Very specific instructions, what they're looking for from his charge here as we enter round 2.
And it looks like last round Loma did get started early on. It looked like he was letting his hands go.
Actually, just one punch, according to CompuBox, in that last round separated the two. The difference was the 3 body shots that landed clean for Kambosos there. As you mentioned, Lomachenko sometimes giving away early rounds in big fights, taking him a while to get started. Definitely was evident in that fight against Teofimo Lopez.
Yeah.
Probably could have even got started a little earlier against Haney, but there are several people who thought he pulled away with the decision that night. Unfortunately, wasn't the case for him and his team on the scorecards. But he's getting a chance now at one of those belts, the IBF tonight, that's vacant since Haney moved up to 140. Those fights have been peppered around the division. 4 different fights now that each of these guys will have to go through to become unified or undisputed once again at this weight class, as Lomachenko starts to get in a little more of a rhythm with his upper body movement, working off that jab in the southpaw stance. Kambosos' hand speed on display there as Loma looks to counter with the left hook.
Kambosos is fast. I mean, he throws fast. The only problem that we're seeing, and we've seen in some other fights, is that he gets caught being squared in front of his opponent. When he throws his lead right, he gets caught being squared, and Lomachenko can counter easily from that.
Only the 3rd southpaw opponent in the career of Kambosos Jr. Maxie Hughes being the most recent one. He definitely gave him some fits with his style, and then he fought a southpaw early on in his career that he was victorious against. Obviously, he's only 2 losses in his career coming at the hands of Devin Haney.
Maxie Hughes was landing a lot of left hands on Kambosos when they fought.
Surely was, and Kambosos kept going to the right side time and time again, like he is now, into that strong left hand of a southpaw. Lomachenko looking to feint now with his feet and cut off the ring, stop Kambosos there. Kambosos looks to fire back, bring action to the center of the ring.
Lomachenko he's a range finder. He's best at the range that he's at right now, and he's able to shift out of range.
Body shot landed there from Kambosos. Wasn't able to get out of range in time there, and that's one of the things at 36 years old. I've mentioned his age several times, but that's because Vasily Lomachenko himself said, I'm not naive to the fact that as I get older, retirement is near, and I know you do lose some of your speed. Things do slow down, but do I have enough in me to pull out another run at Undisputed? I'm just looking at it one fight at a time. I've slowed down my training. I've given myself more breaks. I'm realistic about where I'm at right now. Many people still feel like even if a slightly step back, Lomachenko still has enough tools in the bag to defeat a George Kambosos, and that's why he's still the favorite tonight.
Definitely, you know, speed, of course, they say is the first thing to go as you age. But, you know, I don't see a drastic change in Lomachenko's speed. I think he's starting off very well here. You know, he's landing these good combos. He's getting in and out of his punches, which we've seen in many of his fights.
And he's definitely more economical with his shots. You can see he's landing some good shots in that combination. He doesn't throw just to stay busy.
No, he doesn't throw unnecessarily. If he's throwing, he's throwing to land.
He didn't quite get that right hand turned over, and that left just nabbed him on the chin, or excuse me, on the nose there. But still, you're starting to see the punch output increase for Vasily Lomachenko now as we get into round 3. Like you said, how long would it take him to, you know, warm up, to download, however you want to say it? And I think
he started early on, which I said was the biggest thing. That's an important, crucial part if Loma wants to win drastically.
And especially down in Australia, especially after coming off a fight a year ago, almost to the day, where you felt you were robbed on the scorecards. You're going into enemy territory. The belt is vacant. You can't give away any early rounds.
Yeah, you know, a loss like that Loma had against Devin, against Haney, it could make or break a fighter. You know, and after the loss, Loma said that he lost his motivation, but now he may have it back.
Kambosos looking to push the action, and you can tell he does have some decent hand speed, and he gets clipped with the left hand there from Lomachenko. Looking to work the body with the left is Kambosos. You can tell that was a point of emphasis and one of your keys in preparation for this fight.
That left hand is going to be very important for Loma, especially as the rounds go on, because right now tensions are high. You know, these guys are still full of energy, but once that starts landing, that could change the course of the fight.
Good counters from Lomachenko there. Very economical with these shots, but having his way when these two go head to head. Double jab left hand from the southpaw.
Kambosos was going to the body great last round. There he goes again. I don't believe that was a low blow.
Yeah, me neither. I'm right there with you, and boos from the crowd as they
doesn't believe me either.
Just on the belt line there. Nice counter jab there from Kambosos.
Lomachenko's movement, the way he's moving with his head, in and out, you can see with his feet. For Kambosos, it's hard to find a rhythm. It keeps him guessing. He kind of gets stuck there, gets gun shy. It's hard fighting a fighter like Lomachenko with his movement.
Yeah, and he actually uses his footwork defensively so well too to just get himself on the exit on a perfect angle to really
different
avoid.
Angles, always.
Tripling up on the jab there. Down to the body goes Kambosos.
Loma's trying to show more of that matrix that he had in him. He said, you know, there was a point where he was called Nomaschenko.
Oh,
no one wanted to fight him.
Absolutely.
People were quitting on the stool.
I mean, that was down at the lower weight classes for him. Mind you, remember, he came from 126 pounds as he goes to the bell there and flashes of that lighter weight Lomachenko there with that hand speed on display. He hasn't really stopped anybody since he's moved up in weight to 135 pounds, but in fact, his last stoppage came against Nakatani, and he has got that stoppage against Nakatani and Krolla, but it's been 4 years since we've seen it.
And Kambosos has never been stopped, so I think everyone would be shocked to see that happen.
Okay?
How
do you feel? How do you feel?
You're doing good.
Okay.
That's a perfect left counter. That's going to land all night for Loma, I believe. And Kambosos still, maybe that was a little low. These guys came to fight.
Oh, they absolutely did.
These guys came to fight.
You saw the stare downs at
The 10-minute stare down?
The 10-minute, the weigh-in, the press conference. The art of war Kambosos brings. Lomachenko's here for the gamemanship. He's not a big talker, but he also will never back down from a challenge.
No, once Lomachenko gets going, once he finds that rhythm, it really makes it rough for the opponent.
That was a good round, last round, round 3. I don't think that's a good place for Kambosos Jr. to be in that corner.
No, you can tell Lomachenko finds his rhythm when he starts going in and out like that.
Yes. Kambosos looking to bait him in on some feints here.
Yeah, it looks like they're both trying to bait each other. They're trying to find the range. You have that a lot when you're fighting a southpaw. You play, you know, with each other's hands.
Oh, nice left
beautiful
hand.
shot.
Snap the head back there of Kambosos Jr. And a good 40 seconds has gone by before there. Kambosos has let his hands go. Kambosos waiting, being patient, trying to pick his shot here against Lomachenko. Lomachenko doing the same. 3-punch combination and works his way out. Does Lomachenko back to the stick.
Yeah, Loma's just so unpredictable with his footwork. He's coming from different angles. It's hard to predict if you were Kambosos.
Yeah, he's having a good round here in round 4. Nice shot, way to get around that guard with that right hand, and then he throws a jab down to the body of Kambosos there, then snaps his head back with the jab. Nice left hand lands as Kambosos looks to counter. Lomachenko in good rhythm here in round 4. About a minute left to go.
Loma's looking to make a statement. You can tell. He's sitting down on these shots. He's throwing hard shots and they're landing.
Kambosos' face already pretty red here in round 4 as he looks to tag the body once again, where he found success early in round 1. Shot blocked there from Lomachenko. Or jab scores for Lomachenko. Best round of the fight so far from the 3-division world champion.
The left hand is finding its way to Kambosos' cheek every single time it's thrown from Loma.
10 seconds left here to go in round 4. Kambosos trying to finish the round strong. Flurry of shots there, none very effective. Down to the body with the jab. That was a good jab.
That was a great round for Loma. He's landing those straight lefts more frequently.
Fight. Do not boxing. Not use boxing. You need fight. He's high-level boxer.
See, and his trainer saying the same thing that I had
you
mentioned.
Understand me, George?
Fight.
You need fight. Okay, let's go. You need pressure. No weight here.
Set your punches up off of face. Set your punches up off of face. Because every time you punch, it's the time you coming in. Feint and go. Feint, set it up. And start moving your hips.
See, that's a beautiful combo that you cannot allow those shots to land. Beautiful. And those are different combinations.
When he's catching him, look where his feet are. He's catching him almost squared up. Because but like you were saying earlier, he's got to put the pressure. He's like, he's doing, his trainer said, he's doing high-level boxing. You're not going to outbox him. You got to fight.
Loma's IQ is second to none in boxing. He knows what he's doing. He's got incredible ring IQ. So Kambosos has to make this a bit of an ugly fight, an inside fight.
And the way that he sat back in round 4, trying to be reactive and trying to be the counter punches and pick his shots is not what he's saying is going to suit him well.
That's not advantageous to Kambosos. He's got to make this dirty.
Really nice combination there from Lomachenko. Nice counter with the left hand from Kambosos.
And his corner also told him to feint and then throw Kambosos, which we'll see if he applies that this round.
Nothing landing there clean for Lomachenko as Kambosos still working around the outside. Not much offensively yet in the first minute of this fight as Loma looks to turn and use those angles as he does. Slips to the right and shoots a left hand.
You know, that's just something you have to do with a high-level fighter. You have to feint a high-level fighter before you throw.
Picking him off with the jab there is Lomachenko. There's a body shot from Kambosos set up off a double jab.
See this rhythm and the feints from Lomachenko are making Kambosos second guess himself and not throw the shots that he's supposed to.
I mean, his work rate has slowed down significantly.
Yeah, it keeps you guessing.
Sure. Every time you open up, you're getting tagged with a shot from your opponent.
Yeah, you eventually just stop throwing.
Single jab, and then Loma throws one right back and scores. Oftentimes winning that battle of that lead foot position. Great shot there.
Left hand.
Yep. Really good work from Vasily Lomachenko here in back-to-back rounds. 30 seconds left to go here in round 5. Some struggles again from Kambosos Jr. versus the southpaw, and that glove nearly touched the canvas there as he was off balance. 10 seconds left here in round 5.
Loma does that to his opponents. He's staying on those different angles. He's throwing them off. Kambosos looks a little frustrated now.
Sure does. And beaten to the punch as he gingerly walks back to his corner. We'll listen in once again. And unlike George Kambosos, who has had multiple trainers throughout his career, it's been Anatoly Lomachenko, Andre, and Russ in the corner of Lomachenko his entire professional career, his entire amateur career, and of course his father his entire life, who has... We take another look at what almost looked like what could have been considered a knockdown, and I can't really tell there.
I don't believe his glove touched.
It didn't look like it did, and it wasn't ruled a knockdown. It was hard to see there on that replay. But nonetheless, back-to-back rounds 4 and 5 were dominant rounds for Vasily Lomachenko.
Yeah, they were. And he's going to just continue to do what he's doing, Lomachenko. He's using his different angles. I believe he's found the range. Kambosos just has to listen to his corner. He has to make this an uglier fight. He has to go on the inside right now. He's just staying on the outside and getting caught guessing with Lomachenko.
Just out of range for that body shot to miss as Lomachenko looks to turn on the pressure now from defense to offense quickly.
See, blocking an opponent's shot is great, but making them miss is even better. And Loma's making Kambosos miss, which is making him not want to throw at all.
Well, that was what the frustrating part when you talked about Lomachenko earlier in the stretch of fights he went through where he made fighter after fighter after fighter retire on the stool. Nicholas Walters, Jason Sosa, Mariaga, Rigondeaux. I mean, they were all just mentally broken and mentally frustrated. It wasn't that he beat them to a pulp so bad that they couldn't continue out of. It was just the fact that they could not figure out a way to get inside and score. And you're starting to see shades of that right now with Kambosos struggling to get in any sort of rhythm right now offensively these last few rounds. hesitant to even let his hands go. Right?
It's just, it's annoying when you're fighting a fighter like Lomachenko who's making you miss that blatantly and hitting you at will. It makes fighters quit.
Nice left hand scores there for Kambosos.
That was a nice hook.
Yeah, that was a good timing on that shot as he doubles up in the jab. Maybe a little bit of confidence there as he goes back to the body with the right hand. Turning it on a bit now, a minute left in round 6 is Kambosos Jr. Keep going, ride this momentum, right. Down to the body again with the left hand for Kambosos.
Kambosos in his previous fights, he would switch stance, but I feel he understands that Lomachenko's got such a high ring IQ and a boxing IQ that he can't risk switching stance with Loma. But he is feinting and punching now, listening to his corner.
Beautiful work with the left hand there for Lomachenko, as maybe Kambosos felt it was a little bit behind the head on that second shot.
Hey, last 10 seconds.
Look at the footwork, being able to work around after slipping the jab for Lomachenko. Kambosos having a little bit more success there in that round.
That was definitely a better round for him, for Kambosos.
Listen, good round.
And you could tell his trainer told him the same.
Hold for 3.
Listen to me.
Hold for 3. Go again.
Jim, he's step back, you need jab, jab, right to body. Okay, you're looking good. Work. Left, right to liver. Slip, right, left, right. Not give him opportunity, George. All time use close exit, all time, and control. Understand?
See, that was a good left hook from Kambosos.
And he caught Loma with that right hand down.
See, Kambosos caught a rhythm midway through that round and then just stuck with it. He needs to go into every round like that. It's just hard with Lomachenko's footwork. It really is tough to just find your footing.
Perhaps Kambosos can build on some of the success that he found in round 6. Not sure if it was enough to win him the round, but surely in the last few landed more clean shots there.
His corner's asking him to work behind his jab.
And then jab, jab, body, right, is what they were calling for.
Yep.
Vasily Lomachenko, through the first 6 rounds, is landing 37% of his shots. George Kambosos landing 10% of his punches, a mere 10%. He's thrown 220 punches, has landed 23. Vasily Lomachenko has thrown 250 punches, has landed 92. Lomachenko has landed more jabs than Kambosos has total shots. Go ahead, Nico.
Those are good shots. Sorry. Yeah, no, it's, you know, when you're Kambosos and you're fighting a fighter like Lomachenko and you start getting frustrated, you get away from your game plan, which he was doing at the start of the fight in the second round, particularly. Kambosos was going to the body, which Devin did to Lomachenko and got him to win, I believe.
A slip there from Kambosos Jr. About a minute and a half left here to go in round 7. Kambosos is winning in the body shots department. He's thrown 13 total body shots, only to Lomachenko's 4. And there he goes down once again to the body with the left hand on Lomachenko. But the cleaner, more effective punches so far through 7 rounds have been landed by Vasily Lomachenko. Down to the body.
That was a great body shot from Kambosos.
Yeah, that left to the body has been a solid shot for him throughout the fight. Probably the most effective.
Yeah, and it works for him. He should just stick with it. The frustration most likely getting him away from throwing to that body. When you get frustrated, you want to go to your opponent's head.
Down to the body goes Lomachenko. Doing a good job cutting off the ring there, then throwing, then backing out before return. Down to the body with the left hand for Lomachenko.
Lomachenko's going to the body now.
Oh, beautiful. See how he just slipped down the front jab of Kambosos, then came with the left hand over the top?
Yep.
We've seen that move from Teofimo Lopez. He likes to do that too, where he kind of almost like paws down your jab hand and then throws his right. Yeah. And a cut.
I don't know if that was an accidental headbutt or a punch from Loma.
But there's a cut now over the right eye of Kambosos. Let's listen.
George, you ready? You work, you perfectly, you look perfect.
And there was the slip you saw earlier from Kambosos. And there's that left hand that landed to the body, and oof, that hurt a little bit. You can tell, took a deep breath again, the left lands. He looks to counter with the right, but Lomachenko takes the action back up top and catches him on the way out.
And I believe that was a shot that opened that cut under Kambosos' right eye. Yeah, it was a shot. It was Loma's left.
Now we begin round 8. Christina Ponchernico, Ali Walsh from the studio in Las Vegas. This fight happening in Perth, Australia. The vacant lightweight IBF world title on the line. Both of these fighters have had multiple belts at lightweight. Lomachenko has never had the IBF belt. It was on the line when he fought Teofimo Lopez, and Teofimo Lopez won that night by unanimous decision.
George's corner, or Kambosos' corner, is asking him to take it to him. He's got to start moving forward, kind of move Loma, put Loma on his back foot. Loma does great when he's coming forward. Great angle from Lomachenko.
Two left hands connect. I mean, this is just that high-level stuff you're used to when you watch film on Vasily Lomachenko. Shades of things that he had done at 126 and 130 pounds.
He's attempting to bring his old self back for this fight, Lomachenko.
And I mean, look, he looked great in the fight against Devin Haney too.
I think so.
I mean, it was a year ago, but that was a spectacular performance. You just wondered if a year off, if that deflating loss, how much that took out of him and how he would look against a fighter in ferocious Kambosos that typically, you know, is pretty quick in that hand speed and power department.
Definitely.
Looks like perhaps another cut.
Yeah, when you lose a fight like that.
Another cut by a punch on Kambosos.
It's hard to recover from.
I mean, especially when all the belts are on the line. I mean, when you can win one fight and win all the belts versus now all those belts are vacated by Haney. They're all going to, there are 4 different fights scheduled for each one of those belts. In order to try to climb back the top of that mountain again, you're going to have to go through all the champions once again to try to do that. Obviously, that quest starts tonight, and he's fighting like he knows it. But Kambosos has 2 been there. All the belts he won from Teofimo Lopez on that night in New York City that changed his life. He wants to prove that that was not a fluke.
Yep, Kambosos has a lot more to prove here tonight in showing that Teo win was not a fluke.
"15 seconds here in round 8. Beautiful left hook connects from Lomachenko. Just out of range from that one. And then again, you can see the blood now from that cut that was opened earlier by a punch from the left hand of Lomachenko.
Yeah, I believe that was a left hook that reopened that cut from Loma.
And no stranger to cuts is Kambosos. He was cut in his last fight against Hughes over the right eye. Was cut against Devin Haney.
Let's go now. You punch to head.
Was cut against Teofimo Lopez.
Body to head. He's every time. He's every time going to this side. Right. Using right hand.
Why you hold him back by tight,
And there was the left hand that you talked about that caused the cut.
He landed that a few times throughout that round, Lomachenko. And Loma's smart. His boxing IQ, like I said, is second to none, so he will target that cut.
The announced attendance, as you take a look at the arena, the RAC arena in Perth, 14,147 in attendance tonight to witness this IBF World Championship fight. And chance of Loma
That's interesting.
breaking out there
That's interesting.
in Perth. And that's the best shot that Kambosos has right here. I mean, Vasily Lomachenko, like his coach even told him, you're not going to sit there and outbox him. You're not going to pick him off. You got to throw a shot. Double jab, right hand. That was a beautiful combination for Kambosos that scored there.
Yeah, you can't box Lomachenko.
You got to go in there. Be the warrior that you are. Lay it all on the line. Let your hands go.
Again, put Loma on his back foot. Bring the action to him. That'll change up the fight a little bit. That was a good jab from Lomachenko.
And I mean, we talked about it earlier, some of the shades of vintage Lomachenko on display tonight, and he's been able to kind of pull away in these last few rounds. I mean, it's been pretty, I don't know if I really dominant performance from Vasily Lomachenko here tonight. I mean, he's kind of shown that whatever Kambosos has been able to do, he can do it better.
Yeah.
Kambosos' best weapon has been his shots down to the body, particularly those hooking shots, but he's kind of abandoned that.
He has. And that happens when you're getting hit, when you're getting countered from someone like Lomachenko. You stop throwing. You abandon your game plan.
One of the things that Lomachenko hasn't really done in recent fights is been able to kind of step on the gas and get you know, a definitive finish. This was back since Nakatani in 2021 was his last stoppage victory.
Yep. Looks like he's looking to get the stoppage tonight, Lomachenko.
I mean, I know that he would love nothing more than to not have the scorecards read. Right. You know, considering what he's been through in the past. But look, Kambosos Jr. is a warrior. He's never been stopped. His only 2 losses came out the hands of one fighter in Devin Haney. So whether he's cut, bleeding, battered, or even knocked down, which he hasn't been, he'll continue to fight to the final bell. But right now, overmatched by the former 3-division world champion and 2-time Olympian Vasily Lomachenko. Good shot there in the counter. Down to the body. And he's showing some flashes here at the end of rounds, but it's just not enough for the whole 3 minutes. It hasn't been sustained. I mean, I can't really think of a round that Kambosos has been able to sustain control for 3 minutes of a round.
Right.
Have you?
No, there have been moments in the round where he would win exchanges, Kambosos, but overall, it's hard to say that Kambosos has been dominant over Lomachenko completely for an entire round. You can see that's kind of, I mean, just that countering from Lomachenko, that's kind of what you've been seeing the whole fight.
And he's kind of standing there in the pocket with him and just counter punching, too. Like he's been okay keeping the fight in close. Yeah, no,
Lomachenko's doing it both. He's staying on the outside, he's countering him. On the inside, he's infighting, countering him. It's tough when you're fighting someone like that. You start really getting frustrated. You start, you know, just abandoning your game plan.
And his face is showing it too, as he's been nicked up by a few cuts and really has 10, 11, and 12 to try to turn this thing around here, or Vasily Lomachenko could possibly be walking out of here once again a world champion. As chance of Loma break out again, and so does that left hand that scores here early in round 10.
Kambosos' corner wants him to keep working that jab.
Beautiful right hand.
That was.
Right there from Lomachenko. And you know what? He's also taken this crowd completely out of the fight. You would think they'd be behind Kambosos cheering their man on, trying to help their fighter dig deep. And honestly, it's been quiet. I know we're thousands of miles away in Las Vegas calling this fight, but you can hear.
Yeah. You would think it would be a Kambosos crowd, being that it's in Australia, but, you know, we're hearing chants of Loma.
I mean, it's silent other than those Loma chants, as we're under 2 minutes left here in round 10. Another question that some people had was a year out of the ring for Vasily Lomachenko. How would he look? Would he look rusty? Would he look like he's taken a step back? Well, I think he's answered those questions, no.
Definitely. And the bigger question, to me at least, was how would he look after a loss as devastating as the Haney loss?
And devastating not because of how his performance was, but simply from the what it took out of him, because he really felt like he won.
Right. It was just because it was controversial, because it was for all the belts.
Yeah.
It was just it was a really tough loss.
I remember speaking to him in that fight in the locker room after he was so emotional, asking him why he was so emotional, and he said simply because he knew that he would have to talk to his son, who told him all day, "Daddy, can't wait to hear and new. I can't wait to hear and new, Daddy." And he knew that he would have to call him and hear his son and not be able to deliver on that promise. And as a parent, I could identify with that 1,000%. And it wasn't simply because of the loss. It was having to disappoint your child. And that's how he felt.
Yeah, you know, it looks like it fueled him. Sometimes, you know, a loss can be, you learn more from your losses than you do from your wins. And that could be a moment where it fuels your fire. And that's kind of what we're seeing here tonight. It looks like Lomachenko is taking it out on Kambosos, kind of trying to use Kambosos as an example to make a statement.
Well, and maybe that's what he needs to do, you know, in order to try to get back to the top of the mountain as blood streams from that right eye of Kambosos at the lightweight division, where you have Shakur Stevenson, you have Manuel Navarrete fighting for the other title, you got Gervonta Tank Davis and Frank Martin fighting for the other. All the belts are going to be spread out. Each and every out at this weight division. There's no easy touches.
No, there's not.
I mean, in 2 months from now, you can have all 4 champions set, and those are all legit fighters, pound for pound guys at the lightweight division. Let's listen.
You gotta stay in the body here.
George, right hand to go to head. Pressure. Let's go.
Just 2 rounds. Now we're mixed up in
Beautiful work with that jab hand, Nico.
Yep. And Loma, he punches and moves. He doesn't sit there and take a picture, as they would say. He lands his shots and moves right after. A very dominant performance so far from Lomachenko. You mentioned before that we, you know, haven't seen so often Loma step on the gas and stay that way for an entire fight. It looks like we're seeing it now.
I mean, it's hard pressed to find, you know, more than a round, maybe 2 that Kambosos won.
Yeah.
He is dominated. Now, can he finish the show as Lomachenko takes another body shot there from Kambosos, then comes back with 5 jabs? And you can tell that he still does have some respect for Kambosos Jr. because he's still not taking too many risks.
Right. He's still got his high guard up. He's not getting lazy and throwing lazy jabs or putting his hands down. And that cut is getting worse by the round.
Oh, just peppered by shots from Lomachenko. And I honestly haven't seen much adjustments being made from Kambosos. He talked about the new corner and this Russian style that his trainer was working on, and how he had a Lomachenko 2.0 as a sparring partner, a southpaw. But I mean, what if have you seen a Kambosos that looks different now than earlier in the fight?
Okay, so the first 2 rounds, I thought I saw a different Kambosos. I thought I saw a smart Kambosos. He was going to the body. He was being smart. But again, it's hard to stick with a new team's game plan, a new style, when, especially when you're fighting a guy like Lomachenko that frustrates you and hits you and counters you and makes you feel like, you know, when you throw a punch, you're gonna get hit in return. Loma's making him miss and making him pay, so it's, you know, he's going back to his old self, Kambosos.
Oh, and he got hit by a right hand there.
I don't know.
And there was a shot there in that exchange.
Was a shot. That was a shot.
Yeah, there absolutely was. That was a body shot. That one hurt him, and that one dropped Kambosos Jr. 20 seconds left in round 11. He says he's okay.
Loma's going to go after it now.
Vasily Lomachenko would love nothing more than to get the stoppage, and he's got it. Vasily Lomachenko has stopped George Kambosos in round 11.
Wow. That's incredible. That is incredible.
The first stoppage in the career of George Kambosos, and the first stoppage victory for Vasily Lomachenko since 2021.
Those body shots, that's in Loma, wow, that's one of his greatest strengths is his body work. You can see how emotional he is right now. He really needed a performance like that.
And he really did not want this fight to go to the scorecards. And there is his son, now embracing his proud papa, who can say and knew tonight and deliver back on a promise of at least once again starting to climb the tree back to not only now becoming a world champion, but he's only wants high-level fights. He has made this very clear.
Yep.
He's not,
That's the kind of fighter he is.
Yes, he wants unification fights. He wants high-level stuff, and he's a high-level fighter, and tonight that was a high-level performance.
He stepped on the gas early on. Let's see where it started here. He landed a shot to the body. He landed an uppercut first, Lomachenko, that didn't get counted as a knockdown.
But that left hand right there, that was it.
That was it, and it didn't get counted as a knockdown.
Oh, that was the last one. Just walked right in. That was just a beautiful shot right there. That was absolutely a knockdown.
And that should have been.
Yep.
And what did he do? He went straight to the body. That's what a brilliant fighter does. They hurt someone up top and they go downstairs. Wow.
No need for scorecards, no need for controversy, and a night that we've had plenty of it from Perth, Australia.
Yeah, wow.
That was a clear, decisive victory for Vasily Lomachenko. And we'll take a couple more looks at it again.
This was the
stoppage.
last knockdown, I believe. Yeah.
But that worked to the body.
It was a left hook to the body.
And as the referee was stepping in, you see the towel coming in also from the Kambosos corner right there. So whether the referee was going to stop it, if not, the corner was about to. They had seen enough.
Wow, it was a beautiful performance.
Beautiful. Vintage Lomachenko. It's crazy because I say vintage, but he still looked good in his last fight. But you just saw some shades of dominance there throughout the course of the fight.
He wanted
that
no
reminded you.
Moschenko.
Yeah, he did.
That's what he wanted.
He did. And that's what he showed tonight.
Yeah, exactly.
Gracious in defeat is Vasily Lomachenko. We'll make this one official in Perth. And we have a new
Ladies and gentlemen, can we
IBF world
please have a
champion.
round of applause for these two world-class warriors? The end comes in 2 minutes and 49 seconds into round 11. Your referee stops this competition by winner of TKO, fighting out of the red corner, and new IBF lightweight champion of the world, Vasily Lomachenko!
And congrats to Vasily Lomachenko and his entire team and new IBF World Champion. Tonight we'll take you to the interview in the ring to hear from Vasily Lomachenko and possibly George Kambosos as well. Here's
Congratulations to the great Vasily Lomachenko. There seems to be some emotion here. What does this mean to you?
First of all, I wanted to thank our God, Jesus Christ. Thank you very much. Second one, I wanted to appreciate my opponent, George, his team. They are a strong team. And of course, I want to say big thank you to my team, my father, my coach, my Andre, Egis, Russ, my family, my kids, my friends, and of course, for us people, I wanted to say big thank you for support boxing. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Tell us about this fight. What happened out there today?
Today I am again world champion. And this is world title for my father. I box in this fight for my father. I want to say big thank you and appreciate it to him. He trained me, he built me, and he deserved it. This is belt for my father.
Vasily, you are a world champion again. What do you want to do from this point onwards?
I want to come back home to my family and spend my time with my family. Thank you.
That is the great Vasily Lomachenko, a world champion again. And this is George Kambosos, who showed his toughness again. What happened out there today, George?
Oh man, I'm a tough bastard. I'm a tough Aussie bastard. Listen, I'm the mold of a Torre Gaddy, Mickey Ward. We don't want to take easy fights. We step to the best. Look at my track record, and what can you say about this man? This guy is one of the best of all time in history, the greatest of amateurs. So we tried our best. We started really good early. We stuck to the game plan, but that matrix started downloading things, and we tried our best. But he's a true champion. So you know what? He deserves that belt, and I wish him all the best. And you know, I gave my all. That's all I can do. Give my all, give my best, and that's the kind of fighter I am. I'll tell you one thing. I did everything in that training camp. I've got to give credit to my team, my coach Anton, my father, Jim Kambosos. We tried our best, and we try to keep bringing these big fights to show. So you know what? Thank you so much, and we'll see what's next.